Gentlemen, ever puzzled over why you have begun a relationship with a girl and things are going well? You've had a few dates, had fun, and things are progressing in a completely normal way. All of a sudden you stop calling and messaging her, and you aren't responding to hers either. What gives? Things were going so well. Today we are going to discuss why men pull away, even after investing time, effort, and even more. Let's dive into that, shall we? At number 1, fear of commitment. The thought of a more profound commitment can be daunting for some. It's like standing at the edge of a high cliff, the plunging into the unknown causing their hearts to flutter in fear. This dread can often lead a man to retreat. Ultimately, fear of commitment. It can be a significant factor for men pulling away. The stronger his feelings get, the more fearful he becomes. His defense mechanism is to pull away until he can sort out his feelings. At number 2, loss of interest. The same qualities that once drew them in now seem ordinary, even dull. This fading interest can lead to a sense of detachment, a distancing. It's a common human experience. For some men, it results in withdrawal from the relationship. So loss of interest can certainly make men pull away. Picture this: a relationship beginning with an exciting spark, a flame of interest. But as the days turn to weeks and weeks to months, that initial allure may dwindle. Attraction, like fire, can fade over time. Number 3, confusion about feelings. Emotional confusion is a complex melee of mixed feelings that often leaves even the most self-aware individual feeling lost and bewildered. It's a topsy-turvy world of emotions where nothing seems to make sense. This can be especially challenging when experienced within the confines of a relationship, where your feelings towards your partner can feel like an unsolvable puzzle. Imagine yourself in the middle of a storm, with winds of uncertainty blowing you off course and the rain of confusion blinding your path. You are without a compass, with no clear way to navigate through the tempest of your emotions. The turmoil, the not knowing, can be distressing. It's a feeling of being adrift in the sea, caught in a maelstrom with no sight of the shore. In this emotional whirlwind, some men find the muddled chaos of their feelings handle. As a result, they might choose to step back to create distance, like a mariner retreating to the safety of the harbor in the face of peace and clarity amidst the emotional chaos that rages within them. But seeking refuge is not a sign of weakness. It is more of a self-preservation tactic, an attempt to understand and make sense of the emotional turmoil. However, this self-imposed isolation could lead to withdrawal, distancing themselves not just from the chaos, but also from those they care about. Number 4. Overwhelmed feelings. Have you ever considered how work stress can negatively impact your relationships? It happens more often than you think. The constant pressure of meeting work deadlines, managing work-related stress, coupled with maintaining a personal life and a relationship, can take a severe toll. This extreme exertion can lead to emotional burnout. It's like through a tempest of stress with no respite in sight. This emotional exhaustion can make it difficult for men to invest emotionally in their relationships, transforming them from a source of joy to a draining obligation. The persistent work stress and resultant emotional fatigue can, without a doubt, lead men to withdraw from their relationships. At number 5, loss of autonomy. Have you felt constrained in a relationship? It's a sensation many are familiar with, that feeling of losing your individuality, your autonomy. While offering companionship and love, relationships can sometimes seem like a cage, stifling your freedom. This sense of constraint can be overwhelming, leading to a desire to break free, to reclaim lost independence. This urge to regain autonomy can trigger withdrawal from the relationship, creating distance. Thus, loss of autonomy can make men pull away. Before we discuss number 6, please take a moment to subscribe and click the bell icon to get notified whenever we post our interesting contents you wouldn't want to miss. Now, let's move on. Number 6. Do you know how personal insecurities can affect a relationship? Just like an unsteady foundation can undermine a towering skyscraper, personal insecurities or self-doubt can weaken even the strongest relationships. When men grapple with their insecurities, they may unconsciously project these onto their partners, creating tension and distance. For instance, you are a regular guy with a regular job. In the other hand, the lady have a top-level career position, have far more education than you have, and she's basically a mover and shaker in her profession. Instead of you to act like the high-value man you are, You prefer to be a scared little chicken, letting your insecurity get the best of you, and you see yourself as unworthy of love, causing you to pull away before your perceived inadequacies can be exposed. It's a self-protective measure, but not a healthy one. Insecurity can indeed lead to withdrawal. Number 7. Negative past experiences. Do you know that past experiences can affect your present? Well, let's dive into this. Picture a man who's had negative relationship experiences in the past. These experiences tend to leave scars, and sometimes these scars create an invisible barrier. This barrier makes it difficult for him to fully invest in a new relationship, fearing the repetition of past hurts. It's like walking on eggshells, constantly bracing for the unexpected. No wonder that negative past experiences can undoubtedly make men pull away. At number 8, cultural or religious differences. Cultural or religious differences can affect a relationship. Often these variances shape our beliefs, traditions, and how we perceive the world. These differences can lead to conflict when they become evident in a relationship. Imagine being in a relationship where your partner's beliefs diverge significantly from yours. It could be challenging, right? This mismatch can create tension, leading some men to distance themselves to avoid the conflict. So, cultural or religious differences can indeed lead to withdrawal. At number 9, financial stresses. Have you ever thought about how financial pressures can affect a relationship? Money can stir strong emotions, leading to disputes, discomfort, and distress. Financial instability can cause a ripple effect, impacting not just your wallet, but your relationship. The strain of keeping up with bills, or the fear of not providing enough, can cause someone to withdraw emotionally. It's a protective mechanism to cope with the overwhelming stress. Financial stress can certainly lead to withdrawal. Number 10. Social anxiety. It is more than just shyness. It's a fear that can lead individuals to withdraw from social interactions. This includes relationships. When someone is grappling with social anxiety, they might find it incredibly hard to communicate their feelings or to engage in social activities. This, in turn, can create a sense of isolation, pushing them to pull away from the relationship. Social anxiety can indeed lead to withdrawal. And lastly, overcoming past patterns. Have you tried breaking old habits? It's a daunting task. Now imagine the same in the context of a relationship. When men strive to overcome past negative patterns, they might temporarily withdraw, but don't mistake it for a red flag. It's a sign of them working on improving themselves and, by extension, their relationships. Think of it as a cocoon stage, where the caterpillar is on its journey to become a butterfly. It's a process of growth, which can be uncomfortable and at times requires solitude. This withdrawal phase is about introspection, learning and unlearning, all aimed at breaking the cycle of past patterns. It's like a runner catching his breath after a sprint, preparing for a marathon. It's not a retreat, but a pause, a reset. It's part of becoming a better version of oneself, ready to engage in a healthier, more fulfilling relationship. Overcoming past patterns can be challenging, but remember, it's a part of growth and can sometimes result in temporary withdrawal. Let's wrap up. We've examined various factors that can cause men to distance themselves in relationships. Gentlemen, take all the time you need. Work through your feelings and be patient with yourself and the process. Rushing or pressuring yourself can make things more challenging and difficult for you. What you wouldn't do is going into a relationship without getting your act together. Stay safe, stay sane, stay soulfully synergized. See you on our next one.